Pisces. A small sign brings big confirmation. Something you have been quietly waiting for is about to show up in the most unexpected way. And once you see it, everything you have been feeling inside will finally make sense. Pisces, this reading is not random. You did not stumble upon this by accident. There is a reason you felt pulled to press play right now. And by the time we are done here today, you are going to understand exactly why. The universe has been sending you small signals. Tiny nudges, quiet whispers, little moments that made you pause and wonder. And what I need you to know right now is that those signs are not meaningless. They are confirmations. They are the universe telling you that you are on the right path. Even when everything around you feels uncertain. Even when the noise of the world tries to drown out your inner voice. Today we are going to walk through 10 powerful truths that are unfolding in your life right now. These are not vague predictions. These are specific energies that are actively moving through your chart and reshaping your reality. So take a breath, settle in, and let every word land exactly where it needs to land, because this message was meant for you. Tip 1. The doubt you have been carrying is about to dissolve, and what replaces it will change how you see yourself for good. There is a weight you have been carrying around for longer than you probably realize. It sits somewhere between your chest and your throat, and it shows up every time you are about to take a step forward. It is doubt, not the kind of doubt that comes from a lack of intelligence or capability. No, this is the kind of doubt that lives deep in the bones of someone who feels everything. You feel so deeply, Pisces, that sometimes the intensity of your own emotions makes you question whether what you are sensing is real or just wishful thinking. And that internal tug of war has slowed you down. It has kept you standing at the edge of decisions you already know the answer to. You have known for a while now what you want. You have known what direction your heart is pulling you toward. But that doubt, it whispers things like, what if I am wrong? What if this falls apart? What if I am not ready? And so you wait, you pause, you hold back. But here is what is shifting right now. The energy moving through your sign this season is dismantling that pattern piece by piece. It is not going to happen all at once like a dramatic moment in a movie. It is going to happen the way the sun rises, slowly, gently, and then all at once everything is bright. You are going to start noticing that the things you were afraid of are not as terrifying as your mind made them seem. You are going to realize that the worst-case scenarios you played over and over in your head were never based on truth. They were based on fear. And fear, as powerful as it feels, is not a fact. It never has been. What is replacing that doubt is something much more solid. It is a quiet knowing. A deep, calm certainty that does not need to shout or prove itself. You are going to start trusting yourself in a way that feels almost unfamiliar at first. You might even resist it because it feels too good, too smooth, too easy. But that is exactly how alignment feels when you finally stop fighting it. It is not supposed to be a battle. It is supposed to feel like coming home. Like slipping into warm water after being out in the cold for so long that you forgot what warmth felt like. And I want you to really hear this part. The doubt was never a reflection of your ability. It was a reflection of old wounds that told you it was not safe to believe in yourself. Maybe someone made you feel small a long time ago. Maybe you were told your dreams were too big or your feelings were too much. And somewhere along the way, you internalized that message. You started shrinking to fit a space that was never meant for you. But that chapter is ending. Right now. Today. The version of you that plays small is being retired, and the version of you that steps forward with quiet confidence is ready to lead. Not in a loud, aggressive way. In your way. The Pisces way. With grace, with intuition, with a strength that does not need to announce itself because it is felt the moment you walk into a room. Pay close attention to the next section because what is coming ties directly into this new sense of self-trust. And it is going to surprise you. Tip 2. A relationship that seems stuck is about to reveal its true purpose. And it is not what you expected. There is someone in your life right now who has been occupying more space in your thoughts than they probably should. Maybe it is a partner. Maybe it is a family member. Maybe it is a friend who has been acting distant or confusing or inconsistent. Whatever the case, this connection has felt like it is stuck in some kind of holding pattern. You have been going back and forth in your mind trying to figure out what this person wants, what they mean, and where things actually stand. And it has been exhausting. Because Pisces does not do surface-level connection. You need depth. You need honesty. You need to feel like someone is truly meeting you where you are. And when that does not happen, it does not just frustrate you. It drains you. takes something out of you that is hard to name but impossible to ignore. It pulls at the fabric of your peace. But here is the truth that is about to come to light. This relationship has not been stuck. It has been evolving behind the scenes in ways you could not see yet. The tension you have been feeling, the confusion, the moments of silence, those were not signs that things were falling apart. They were signs that things were rearranging. And what is about to happen is a moment of clarity. A conversation, a gesture, a look, something that suddenly reveals the real dynamic at play. And when it does, you are going to feel a wave of relief wash over you because you are finally going to understand why things had to unfold the way they did. The waiting was not punishment. It was preparation. Sometimes the universe delays clarity because you are not ready to receive it yet. If you had seen the full picture 3 months ago, you might have reacted from emotion instead of wisdom. You might have said something you could not take back. You might have walked away before the lesson was complete. But now you are in a different place. You have grown in ways that maybe you do not even give yourself credit for. You have become more patient, more discerning, more grounded in what you actually need versus what your anxiety tells you to want. And that growth is what makes this moment of clarity possible. You had to become the person who could handle the truth before the truth could be handed to you. This relationship is going to shift, and it is going to shift in a direction that serves your highest good. That might mean it deepens into something beautiful and lasting, or it might mean you finally release it with peace and grace instead of pain and regret. Either way, the answer is coming, and when it arrives, you will know exactly what to do. There will be no hesitation, no agonizing, no sleepless nights turning it over in your mind. Just clarity. Clean, clear, undeniable clarity. Now here is what is powerful about where you are right now. This clarity is not just about one person. It is setting the tone for every relationship moving forward. It is teaching you what you are willing to accept and what you are done tolerating. So lean in, because the next section is going to show you how this energy ripples outward into other areas of your life in a way you might not see coming. If what you're hearing feels accurate, imagine what could happen if you applied this energy intentionally for 21 consecutive days. That's exactly what the 21-day program in the pinned comment is built for. Daily guidance, focused direction, and real momentum. If you're tired of staying in the same cycle, this is your structure. Tip 3. A financial shift is building beneath the surface, and the first signs of it are already appearing around you. You may not have noticed it yet, but the way money moves in and around your life is beginning to change. It is not the kind of shift that announces itself loudly. There is no dramatic windfall waiting to fall from the sky. This is something deeper, something structural, something that starts in the way you think about abundance and gradually works its way into your bank account, your opportunities, and your overall sense of financial stability. Pisces, you have had a complicated relationship with money for a long time. Not because you are bad with it, but because you have always felt like the spiritual and the material do not belong in the same conversation. You have this quiet belief buried somewhere inside you that wanting financial security somehow makes you less spiritual or less pure. And that belief has been quietly blocking you from receiving what is already trying to reach you. But that is changing now. The energy moving through your chart right now is breaking down that old programming. It is showing you that abundance is not separate from your purpose. In fact, it is part of it. The more resourced you are, the more you can give, serve, and create from a place of overflow instead of depletion. Think about how many times you have poured from an empty cup. Think about how many times you said yes to something that drained you because you felt like you could not afford to say no. That cycle is reaching its expiration point. It has run its course. And what is rising in its place is a healthier, more sustainable understanding of what it means to be abundant and spiritually aligned at the same time. Over the coming weeks, pay attention to small financial shifts. A new idea that sparks when you are not even trying to think about money. An unexpected offer that comes from a conversation you did not think would lead anywhere. A sudden clarity about something you have been overspending on, or an old subscription, an old habit, an old pattern of giving away more than you can sustain. These small shifts are the first signs of a much bigger realignment. And what I need you to do is not dismiss them. Do not brush them off as coincidence. Recognize them as the universe rearranging your financial landscape to match the new version of you that is emerging. Every small sign is a thread, and when you pull on enough of those threads, the whole tapestry changes. There is also something here about your value, not just your monetary value, but how you value your time, your energy, your skills, and your presence. recharging. Not just in the financial sense, but in the energetic sense. You give too much for too little in return, and the universe is now correcting that imbalance. The correction might feel uncomfortable at first because setting boundaries around your worth always does when you are not used to it. But lean into that discomfort, because on the other side of it is a version of your life that actually feels sustainable. A version where you are not constantly running on empty, wondering when the next crisis will come. A version where there is enough and then some, because you finally stopped apologizing for deserving it. Keep listening, because the next section reveals a hidden pattern that connects your finances to something much more personal. And once you see it, you will never unsee it. Tip 4. Your body has been trying to tell you something important, and it is time to finally listen. Pisces, you live so much of your life in the emotional and spiritual realms that you sometimes forget you have a physical body that needs attention too. And lately, your body has been sending you messages. Maybe it is fatigue that does not go away no matter how much you sleep. Maybe it is tension in your shoulders or your jaw or your lower back. Maybe it is a restlessness that makes it hard to sit still, or the opposite, a heaviness that makes it hard to get moving. Whatever form it is taking, your body is not just reacting to physical stress. It is processing emotional energy that you have not fully dealt with yet. It is holding stories you thought you had let go of but actually just pushed deeper. This is one of the most misunderstood things about your sign. You absorb everything around you. The emotions of the people in your life, the energy of the spaces you walk through, the unspoken tension in a room. It all goes into your body. And if you do not have a regular practice of releasing that energy, it builds up. It accumulates. And eventually it starts showing up as physical symptoms that no amount of rest or medication can fully resolve, because the root cause is not physical. It is energetic. It is the residue of caring too much for too many people for too long without putting any of it down. Right now, the stars are urging you to create a new relationship with your body. Not a punishing one. Not one driven by guilt or comparison or the need to look a certain way. Compassionate one. A listening one. Your body is your most loyal companion on this earth. It has carried you through every hard season, every heartbreak, every moment of overwhelm. And it deserves your respect and your attention. Not the kind of attention that comes from fear or vanity, but the kind that comes from genuine gratitude for everything your body has done to keep you going when your spirit was tired. Start small. Start with 5 minutes of stillness in the morning before you reach for your phone. Start with a walk that has no destination, where you let your feet move at whatever pace feels natural. Start with paying attention to how different foods make you feel, not based on what some trend says, but based on what your own body tells you. You already know what makes you feel good and what makes you feel heavy. You have just been ignoring it because life moves fast and slowing down feels like a luxury you cannot afford. But I am telling you right now, slowing down is not a luxury. It is a necessity, especially for you. Especially right now when so much is shifting internally. There is a deep healing available to you right now. Not the kind that happens overnight, but the kind that starts with one conscious decision and compounds over time. The kind that 6 months from now makes you look back and say, that was the moment everything started to change. Your body is ready. It has been waiting for you to pay attention. The question is whether you are willing to meet it halfway. Whether you are willing to treat yourself with the same tenderness you so effortlessly give to everyone else around you. And here is why this matters more than you might think. The physical shifts you make now are directly connected to a creative breakthrough that is waiting on the other side. And that is exactly what we are going to talk about next. Tip 5. A creative gift you have been neglecting is about to demand your attention, and this time you should not ignore it. There is something inside you that wants to be expressed. Something creative, something artistic, something that does not fit neatly into a category or a job description. Maybe it is writing. Maybe it is music. Maybe it is painting or crafting or designing or cooking or storytelling, or simply the way you see the world and put thoughts together in a way that nobody else can. Whatever it is, you have been pushing it to the side. You have been treating it like a hobby at best or an indulgence at worst. And every time it tugs at you, every time you feel that spark of inspiration, you talk yourself out of it. You tell yourself there is not enough time. You tell yourself it is not practical. You tell yourself the world does not need another person trying to make something beautiful. But Pisces, that could not be further from the truth. The world desperately needs what you carry inside you. Your creative expression is not a side project. It is part of your purpose. It It is one of the primary ways your soul communicates with the world around you. And every time you deny it, you are not just losing a moment of joy. You are blocking a channel that the universe wants to use through you. That sounds big, and it is big, but it does not have to feel overwhelming. It starts with one small act of creation. One moment where you choose expression over suppression. One moment where you let the thing inside you breathe. Right now there is a surge of creative energy building in your chart that has not been this strong in a very long time. You might have already felt it. That itch in your hands, that restlessness in your mind, that feeling of something trying to come through you that you cannot quite name yet. That is not random. That is the universe knocking on your door and asking you to open it. And if you do, what comes through is going to surprise you. Not because it will be perfect. Perfection is not the point, and it never was. But because it will be real. And real, authentic, soul-level expression is the most powerful force on this planet. It moves people. It heals people. It reminds people of parts of themselves they forgot existed. Do not wait for the right moment. Do not wait until you have the perfect setup or the perfect amount of free time or the perfect level of confidence. None of that exists. It is a mirage that keeps moving further away the closer you think you are getting. The right moment is now. The right setup is whatever you have in front of you. The right level of confidence is zero, because courage is not the absence of fear. It is the decision to move forward anyway. Pick up the pen. Open the notebook. Sit down at the table. Let your hands do what they already know how to do. You do not need permission from anyone. You do not need a plan. You do not need an audience. You just need to begin. And once you do, something else is going to unlock. Something connected to your sense of purpose and direction that has been foggy for a while. That is where we are headed next. And it is one of the most important sections in this entire reading. Tip 6. A fog around your purpose is beginning to lift. And what is underneath it is clearer than you ever imagined. For a long time now, you have felt like you are wandering. Not lost exactly, but not quite found either. You have had this persistent sense that there is something you are supposed to be doing with your life, something meaningful, something that lights you up from the inside. But every time you try to pin it down, it slips through your fingers like water. That has been incredibly frustrating for you. Because unlike some people who are content to just go through the motions, you need to feel like your life matters. You need to feel like you are contributing something real, something that outlasts you, something that touches other people in a way that makes the world a little better than you found it. That need is not ambition in the traditional sense. It is something deeper, something that comes from the core of who you are. And that desire is not naive or idealistic. It is the truest thing about you. But the fog has made it hard to see the path. It has made you second-guess yourself. It has made you start things and stop things and start again and wonder if maybe you are just not cut out for the kind of life you dream about. But here is what I need you to understand right now. The fog was never the enemy. The fog was the teacher. It was there to slow you down long enough for certain pieces to fall into place. Because if you had seen the full picture 5 years ago, or even 1 year ago, you would have rushed toward it before you were ready. And rushing toward purpose before you are prepared for it is one of the fastest ways to burn out and lose faith in yourself entirely. The fog was protecting you, even though it did not feel that way. But now the timing is right. The fog is beginning to lift. Not all at once. It is more like watching the sunrise through mist. At first you can only see shapes and outlines. Then the edges become clearer. Then suddenly you can see the whole landscape stretching out in front of you, and it takes your breath away. That is where you are headed right now. The clarity is coming, and it is not going to feel like a bolt of lightning. It is going to feel like a gentle knowing that settles into your body and says, yes, this is it. This is what I have been building toward. This is why everything had to happen the way it did. Pay attention to what keeps showing up. Pay attention to the topics that light you up when you talk about them. Pay attention to the moments when time seems to disappear because you are so absorbed in what you are doing. Those are not distractions. Those are breadcrumbs. The universe has been leaving them for you all along, and now you are finally in a position to follow them to their source. Your purpose is not out there somewhere waiting to be discovered. It is already inside you, waiting to be acknowledged. And the moment you say yes to it, the resources, the people, and the opportunities will begin to organize themselves around you in ways that feel almost magical. Not because it is magic, but because alignment has a way of making the impossible look effortless. But there is a catch, and it is an important stepping into your purpose requires you to release something old. And that is exactly what we are going to unpack next. Tip 7. There is something from your past that you are still carrying, and the universe is asking you to set it down now. Every Pisces carries invisible luggage. You know exactly what I mean. It is not the kind of baggage that other people can see. You are too good at hiding it for that. But it is there. It sits in the back of your mind. It colors the way you interpret new experiences, and it whispers old stories to you at the worst possible moments. Maybe it is something someone said to you years ago that you never fully recovered from. Maybe it is a failure that you still replay in your mind, wondering what you could have done differently. Maybe it is a loss. A person, a relationship, a version of your life that you loved and had to let go of before you were ready. Whatever it is, it left a mark. And that mark has been influencing your decisions in ways you may not even be fully aware of. Whatever it is, you have been carrying it long enough. And the weight of it is not just emotional. It is showing up in your present moment. It is affecting your decisions. It is making you hesitate when you should be moving forward. It is making you build walls in places where you should be building bridges. And as long as you keep holding on to it, you are telling the universe that you are not ready for what is next. Because the truth is, the new and the old cannot coexist in the same space. Something has to give. And right now, the universe is gently but firmly asking you to choose the new. Not because the old was meaningless, not because the pain was not real, but because the season for carrying it has passed. Letting go does not mean forgetting. It does not mean that what happened did not matter or that the pain was not real. It means that you are choosing to stop letting it define your future. It means you are making a conscious decision to honor the lesson without being imprisoned by the experience. That is one of the hardest things a human being can do, and it is also one of the most powerful. Because when you release the old, you create space. And when you create space, the universe rushes in to fill it with something better than what was there before. That is not just a nice idea. That is how energy works. Empty hands can receive. Full hands cannot. Here is a practice that might help you. Find a quiet moment, just a few minutes when you will not be interrupted. Close your eyes and imagine yourself standing at the edge of a river. In your hands, you are holding a stone. That stone represents the thing you have been carrying. Feel its weight. Acknowledge it. Thank it for whatever it taught you. And then gently, slowly, place it in the water. Watch it sink. Watch the current carry the ripples away. And then notice how your hands feel. Lighter, freer, more open, ready to receive whatever comes next. You do not have to do this perfectly. You do not have to do it all at once. Healing is not a single event. It is a direction. But you do need to start. Because what is waiting for you on the other side of this release is something extraordinary, and it is directly connected to a breakthrough in your relationships that is coming sooner than you think. Let me tell you about it. Tip 8. Someone new is about to enter your life, or someone already in it is about to show you a side you have never seen before. There is a connection heading your way that is going to shift your understanding of what is possible between two people. Now, I want you to hear me carefully here because this is not one of those vague promises about romance or soulmates. This is something real and specific. There is a person, someone who either is not yet in your world or someone who has been in your world but has been holding back, who is about to step forward in a way that catches you off guard. And when they do, it is going to feel different from anything you have experienced before. Not because of the fireworks or the excitement, though there may be some of that, but because of the depth, the realness. The feeling that this person actually sees you, not the version of you that you show the world. The real you. The messy, complicated, beautiful, overthinking, deeply feeling you that most people never get close enough to know. Pisces, you have spent a long time protecting that part of yourself. And for good reason. You have been burned before. You have let people in only to watch them treat your vulnerability like it was something to fix or something to use against you. And that taught you to build a wall so beautiful on the outside that nobody even realizes it is a wall. But this person is going to see right through it. Not in an intrusive way, not in a way that makes you feel exposed or unsafe, but in a way that makes you feel held, like you can finally exhale, like you do not have to perform or pretend or carry the conversation on your own, like being yourself is not just acceptable but actively wanted and cherished. What makes this connection so significant is the timing. It is arriving at a moment when you are doing deep inner work. You are shedding old patterns, releasing old you're going to meet this person not as the old you, but as the emerging you. The you that knows their worth. The you that does not settle. The you that understands the difference between someone who wants to be with you and someone who actually deserves to be with you. That distinction is everything. And it is a distinction that the old version of you could not always make because you were so grateful for any scrap of attention that you did not stop to ask whether the attention was worthy of you. If this person is already in your life, watch for a shift in how they communicate with you. It might be a conversation that goes deeper than usual. It might be a moment of unexpected vulnerability from their side. It might be a gesture that seems small but carries an enormous amount of meaning behind it. Do not dismiss it. Do not talk yourself out of it. Do not let the old patterns of doubt convince you that it is not real. Let it land. Let it be real. Let yourself believe that good things can happen to you without there always being a catch. And if this person has not arrived yet, stop looking. I know that sounds counterintuitive, but the energy of searching pushes things away. The energy of becoming draws things in. Focus on your own growth, your own healing, your own expansion, and let the connection find you. It will. It is already on its way. It is closer than you think, and the moment you stop grasping for it is the moment it appears at your door. Now, there is something critical that ties this connection to a much larger pattern unfolding in your life right now, and that is what we are diving into next. Some people watch, others transform. If you want to be in the second group, the 21-day guide in the pinned comment gives you a clear step-by-step process aligned with your sign. This isn't about waiting, it's about moving. Tip 9. A decision you have been avoiding is about to make itself unavoidable, and that is actually the best thing that could happen to you. You know the one I am talking about. It has been sitting in the corner of your mind for weeks, maybe months, maybe even longer. And every time it tries to surface, you push it back down. You distract yourself. You tell yourself you will deal with it later. You convince yourself that if you just wait long enough, the answer will become obvious or the situation will resolve itself. But deep down, you already know the truth. The decision is not going to make itself. And the longer you wait, the heavier it gets. This is one of the most common patterns for Pisces. You are so attuned to every possible outcome, every potential consequence, every way a decision could affect the people around you, that making a choice feels like an impossible task. Because no matter what you choose, you can see who might be hurt, what might go wrong, and how things might not work out the way you hope. And that paralyzes you. It keeps you frozen in a space between yes and no, between staying and going, between speaking up and staying quiet. And while you sit in that in-between space, life keeps moving around you. Opportunities pass, windows close, and the very thing you were trying to protect by not deciding starts to slip away anyway. Indecision, it turns out, is itself a decision. It is a decision to stay still while the world keeps turning. But here is what the stars are showing me right now. The universe is about to take the pressure off in a way you do not expect. Something is going to happen that forces the decision to the surface. Not in a harsh way, not in a way that punishes you for waiting, but in a way that makes the right choice suddenly obvious. It is like the universe is going to clear the fog, line up the signs, and say, here, now do you see it? And you will. You will see it so clearly that you will wonder why you ever hesitated. You will look back at all those weeks and months of agonizing and realize that the answer was always there. You just needed the right moment, the right circumstances, the right inner readiness to recognize it. When that moment comes, I need you to trust it. Do not second guess it. Do not go back into your head and start analyzing all the reasons it might not work. Your intuition is one of the most powerful instruments on this planet, and right now it is calibrated with pinpoint accuracy. The decision that feels right in your gut is the right one. Full stop. No disclaimers, no exceptions, no buts. Your body knows. Your soul knows. Your heart knows. The only thing that does not know is your fear, and fear has never been a reliable advisor. Fear has only ever kept you safe in the same small room, never realizing that safety and smallness are not the same thing. What is beautiful about this moment is that once you make the decision, a cascade of events is going to unfold. Doors that were locked are going to swing open. People who were on the fence are going to step forward. Circumstances that seemed immovable are going to shift. It is as if the universe was waiting for you to choose before it could activate the next phase of your journey. And that is exactly what was happening. Your decision is the key. It always has been. There is one more piece of this puzzle that needs to fall into place, And it has to do with a transformation happening at the deepest level of who you are. That is what we are closing with, and I promise you, this is the part you need to hear most. Tip 10. You are not just changing. You are becoming the person you were always meant to be, and the world is about to see it. Something is happening inside you that goes beyond a mood shift or a new habit or a temporary burst of motivation. This is a transformation at the core of your identity. The person you were a year ago could not have handled what is coming next. The person you were 6 months ago would not have even recognized the opportunity when it appeared. But the person you are right now in this very moment, is ready. And that readiness did not come from reading the right book or hearing the right advice. It came from living through everything you have lived through and refusing to let it make you bitter, closed off, or hard. It came from choosing softness when the world told you to toughen up. It came from keeping your heart open when every logical reason told you to shut it down. Pisces, you have been through storms that would have broken most people, and not just survived them. You came through them with your heart still open. That is extraordinary. That is rare. And that is exactly why the universe is about to reward you in ways that match the depth of what you have endured. Because the law of this universe is not random. It is precise. And the energy you have been putting out, the patience, the faith, the quiet resilience, the refusal to give up even when every logical reason said you should, that energy is now compounding. It is reaching a tipping point. And when it tips, everything moves fast. Everything you have been building in silence suddenly becomes visible. You are going to notice changes in how people respond to you. Conversations are going to feel different. You are going to walk into rooms and sense that something has shifted in the way others perceive you. Not because you are performing or trying to impress anyone, but because you are radiating a frequency that comes from deep alignment. When a person is truly aligned with who they are meant to be, it is felt. It does not need to be announced. It does not need a stage or a spotlight. Simply is. And that is what you are stepping into right now. A presence that speaks before you open your mouth. An energy that makes people feel safe, inspired, and seen without you having to do anything other than be yourself. But here is what I want to caution you about. When this shift becomes visible to others, not everyone will celebrate it. Some people are comfortable with the old version of you. The version that played small, that dimmed their light to make others feel comfortable, that said yes when they meant no. Those people might push back. They might try to pull you back into old dynamics. They might question your changes or minimize your growth. And when that happens, do not take it personally. Their resistance is not about you. It is about their own discomfort with change. Your job is not to convince them. Your job is not to shrink back down so they feel better about staying the same. Your job is to keep becoming. The caterpillar does not owe the cocoon an explanation for becoming a butterfly. Remember that. Hold it close, because the wings you are growing right now are magnificent, and the sky you are about to fly into has been waiting for you your entire life. There is a version of your future that you have been dreaming about since you were young, a version where you feel at peace, where your relationships nourish you instead of drain you, where your work feels meaningful, where you wake up in the morning and the first thing you feel is not dread or anxiety, but gratitude and quiet excitement for the day ahead. That version is not a fantasy, Pisces. It is a destination. And every single thing we have talked about today, the dissolving of doubt, the clarity in your relationships, the financial shifts, the creative awakening, the release of old pain, the new connections, the decisions, the transformation, every single one of those is a step on the road that leads there. You are closer than you have ever been. I know it does not always feel that way. I know there are days when the gap between where you are and where you want to be feels enormous. But I need you to trust what I am telling you right now. The gap is closing, faster than you think, faster than you can see from where you are standing. And one day very soon, you are going to look back at this moment and realize it was the turning point. The moment you stopped doubting and started believing. The moment you stopped waiting and started moving. Because it is inevitable, Pisces. Everything you have been holding in your heart with trembling hands and quiet hope, it is all on its way. Not someday, not eventually, soon. So stay open, stay soft, stay faithful, and most importantly, stay in motion. Because the universe does not deliver miracles to people who stand still. It delivers them to people who take the first step and trust that the ground will appear beneath their feet. The small sign you have been looking for. It was this, right here. Right now, Let it land, let it be enough, and then move. You have two options after this video: close it and hope things shift, or decide that the next 21 days will be different. If you choose the second, the structured 21-day transformation aligned with your sign is waiting in the pinned comment. The energy is already moving, the only question is whether you are.